to have, and it's one that you have to maintain in order to stay positive. Maybe you had a really good camp. Maybe you felt like you did everything that you could do, but it's not going to work out for opening day. But you know, I have to stay healthy. I have to continue this mindset because the big league club's going to need me sooner rather than later, most likely.
Yeah, and every team is in a different situation with certain guys out of options or, not wanting to call a guy up until later. But, yeah, everybody has to stay ready to play.
Ryan Kreidler bunts right back to the mound. Lopez has got it, throws over to first base, and 2 down in the inning. That might be about the easiest bunt you ever see for a pitcher in a baseball game, period.
Yeah, he barreled that ball up. It was, I feel like it should have been more maybe a bunt for a hit or a push bunt. With the righty up, typically you're going to drag the ball down the third base line. Just didn't get the barrel out far enough. But, yeah, as a player, you want to be on the opening day roster. That's kind of what you shoot for. But sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Luke Keeschel takes a called strike. And when it does work out, what a great reward just to be on the roster for opening day, all the festivities that take place, especially when you're starting at home. Butterflies like no one's ever seen or felt before. There's a ball inside. I mean, you line up down that line, the flyover takes place, anthem playing, probably pretty emotional.
Yeah, especially after a long spring training, and, we talk about it. A lot of these starters are just getting ready for it, and then there's some guys that never experienced it before, so that experience is the best.
1-1 and a fly ball to center. Deshaun Kersey sprinting in, trying to get there, and he sprints for it and runs it down. There's out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We've completed 3 innings. We go to the top of the 4th. Braves 3, Twins nothing.
You know that thing where you get an amazing pair of shoes at a really great price and want to tell everyone about it? Yeah, so do we. Here at Designer Shoe Warehouse, we'll give you something to brag about, like the latest styles from brands you love, or the trends everyone's obsessing over, or shoes that make you feel like, well, you. So go ahead, show off a little. Find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today. DSW. Let us surprise you.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Spring is here, and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One time only.
Seven, 8, 9 coming up with the Braves in the top of the 4th inning. They lead the Twins 3-0. And before we dive into the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Check it in, Kyle Farmer to lead it off for the Braves. First pitch he sees from Taj Boyd is a fastball up and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Farmer, 35 years old. He's been a Twin at one point in his career. Pitch on the way from Bradley. There's a called strike. Kyle's done it all, man. Been around for a while. Really good athlete growing up. High school quarterback. And, of course, star on the baseball team. He's been with the Dodgers, the Reds, the Twins, the Rockies, and in camp with the Braves. 1-1 fouled off, 1-2. And similarly to what we were talking about with Yastrzemski, another good guy just to have around just from the standpoint of experience and the ability to bounce ideas off of him.
Yeah, just a great veteran, been around the game, good clubhouse presence, nice addition for this Atlanta kid.
1-2 from Bradley, fouled back into the screen.
And I say that too because I had the chance, I didn't grow up in Atlanta, I grew up in Rome, had the chance to play for the Braves. It was kind of a dream come true, honestly. I'm sure towards the end of Kyle's career, having the chance to be able to put this uniform on and play at home is going to be really nice.
1-2 pitch. Fouled back again. Yeah, being in the big leagues with any team is a dream come true. But when you're a kid from Georgia or the Southeast altogether and you get to put that tomahawk across your chest, that really is another level of the dream coming true.
Yeah, it hits home a little bit.
1-2 from Bradley. Swung on, missed. Cutter upstairs. Strikeout number 4 for Taj Bradley. One out here in the 4th inning. Let me ask you a question about these two managers, and it's something that we've discussed throughout spring training. Obviously, for the Braves, it's a changing of the guard with Walt Weiss being the manager, but it's not like this is a brand new name. There's the pitch on the way to Kersey. There's a called strike. He's been around, so if you've been a part of the Braves team, he's been your bench coach for the last several seasons, and there's already a relationship there. A little bit different over there in Minnesota with Derek Shelton leaving Pittsburgh to come to Minnesota. There's a ground ball out to second. Luke Keeschel at second base makes the play, 4-3 put out. How do you think those two similarities, how do you think those two situations are different? And are there any similarities for one manager coming over that maybe these players have never been around versus a clubhouse who has a new manager, but they're very familiar with him already?
Well, with the Braves, Walt was a bench coach for 8 years. So as a bench coach, he's talking to the players all the time, during BP, practice, during the games.
Close with a fly ball out towards left center field to his right, Buxton. He'll be called off by Martin. And he's got it in a quick inning. We'll pick up that thought when we come back. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 Braves.
At Farah and Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home. Because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah and Farah at 800-500-5555. Tampa.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Spring is here, and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One-time only offer.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Let's go! Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out of...
Byron Buxton to lead off with the Twins into the bottom of the 4th inning. He'll be followed by Matt Wallner and Josh Bell. Braves leading this one 3-0. Buxton is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The one strikeout victim for Reynaldo Lopez today. First pitch from Lopez turned on, sent foul. We were just discussing the two different teams and the differences in, look, both of them have a brand new manager, but for one team, and Walt Weiss, he was the bench coach, and there's a lot of familiarity there. For the Twins, Derek Shelton comes over from Pittsburgh, as he was there for 6 seasons, and a lot of spring training for the Twins, I'm sure, has been getting to know their manager and establishing a relationship with him. 0-1 to Buxton. Check swing is low, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I feel like it's night and day difference between where Walt is at and where Shelton's at, trying to get used to a new organization, new front office, new coaching staff, all the players, just trying to find that connection with everyone.
1-1 check swing. Didn't go, 2-1. Now they appeal, and first base umpire Clint Bontrack says that Buxton went, so 1-2 count.
Yeah, I just feel like from the get-go, you have to gain everyone's trust, right? That's the biggest thing, and Shelton, or whoever it is, as the new manager, has to gain that trust with everyone from day one.
1-2 is outside. How would you handle that as a player?
Obviously be open. I mean, the type of player that I am, any player, you want to be open to anything, any changes, be very receptive to the new manager and kind of what he likes to do and how he manages the team.
2-2 is outside, 3-2.
For starters, starting pitchers, like those guys have the routines, but being open to maybe adjusting something here or there to the manager, and he's probably doing the same thing for his players.
Ball low and in. And there's a leadoff walk to Buxton.
But for Walt, we talked about, Walt's been here before. He played here for 3 years in the late 90s as a player. Very familiar with the players here, with the front office, being the bench coach the last 8 seasons. Like I said, the bench coach talks a lot with the players during the game, during practice, in the clubhouse. He's always checking in, so he already has that great relationship.
Called strike on Matt Wallner. Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you. It's a 3-0 lead for the Braves in the bottom of the 4th. When you went from San Francisco to Colorado in your career, you had Walt as your manager, didn't you?
I did. I was traded over from AAA to AAA, so I didn't have him until the spring training.
There's a ground ball up the middle that leaks through into center field. Coming around second base, Buxton. And he'll go into third base after the base hit by Wallner. So a walk and a single. And the Twins in business, runners of the corners. Puts the bat in the hands of Josh Bell. Got to be careful with Bell. He could tie the game with one swing. Braves scored 3 times in the first inning. Nothing since then. In fact, since the first inning, the Braves have had just 1 base hit. And this opportunity for the Twins here in the 4th inning, the best that they've had in the game. Bell walked in the 2nd inning. Swings it from the left side. First pitch to him. And Lopez on the attack with a fastball in there for a strike. Reynoso got Ryan Jeffers to hit into a double play in the 2nd inning. He'd be all about that right now. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bell with a bouncer to first base, taken there by Smith. To second, there's one. Mateo right back to him in a 3-6-3 double play. A run scores as Buxton comes across, but the base is wiped clean and 2 down now after that great defensive play by Dominic.
Yeah, great play and a heads-up play, too. And knowing the situation, you're up 3-0. Yes, there's a guy on first and third. Ground ball hit to you. Dom's already thought through everything. If a ball's hit hard to me, what do I do? But knowing that's a chopper right to him with Bell running, it's an easy time to just take the double play and let that run score.
2 down for Jeffers. Ball low and outside.
It's kind of fun, being able to talk to the young teams, or my son Ace's team. They're 10 years old, just thinking ahead. If the ball's hit to me here, what do I do with it? So it's what these guys have done their whole career.
Ball up and in. How hard is that to get a 10-year-old to do?
I mean, you just got to keep talking to them, keep mentioning it during the game, just being aware. And the more games that they play, the better they'll get at it.
2-0 pitch is down. Just that repetition, isn't it?
And honestly, going back to the trust factor, too, like even these young kids, all of us coaches are dads, but the more that we're out there with them, the more that we get to see them play, we have to gain their trust.
3-0 to Jeffers, and there's a strike.
And it's funny, even some of the kids, some of them didn't know that I played baseball. And it doesn't matter. That should be like an afterthought, like, who cares? Like, can this guy help me or not? And so that's what makes it fun.
3-1 pitch, and there's a bottle rocket on the infield, way up there. Under it, right next to third base, Farmer, and in foul ground makes the catch standing right in front of third. That'll end the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, none left. We played 4. We go to the top of the 5th inning. 3-1, our new score in favor of Atlanta.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Spring is here, and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One-time only offer.
The ultimate March College Hoops experience is in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. Don't miss any of the action at Mega March at Circa Resort and Casino. Take in the tournament poolside at Stadium Swim, a 143-foot screen and 6 heated pools, plus cabanas, day beds, and more. Or experience 3 stories of basketball glory at Circa Sports. Every game, every play in March at the world's largest sports book. Don't miss out on any of the hoops action. Reserve your spot today at circalasvegas.com.
Turn on the home of baseball.
Braves leading the Twins 3-1 heading into the top of the 5th inning. Twins bringing a new pitcher, left-handed pitcher Cody Funderburk, 6'4", 230 pounds, 29-year-old out of Mesa, Arizona. In 6 games this spring training, 6 2/3, 10 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts.
All right, so Funderburk takes over for Bradley. Altogether, Bradley went 3 1/3 innings. 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for Bradley. And now the top of the order for the Braves, Wisely, Mateo, and Baldwin to face Funderburk. This big lefty out of Dallas Baptist University. And now, Funderburk. Yeah, catcher Ryan Jeffers. Actually, that's Alex Jackson behind the plate. I think he wanted one more warm-up toss, and he said, no, that's all you're going to get. There's a called strike. All right, so a brand new battery altogether. Alex Jackson, the new catcher. He's a former Brave. Oh, 1 pitch, a little bit low. Cutter at 92.
Funderburk. That's a good name.
How about that last name? Cody Funderburk. 1-1 pitch. A little bit up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Braves scored 3 runs in the first inning. We got ourselves an ABS challenge here. Twins are challenging us. They thought that it was a strike. And they were right. So that'll be overturned. That was right at the top of the zone. This is a completely different look now for Braves hitters. You go from Taj Bradley, right-hander, to Cody Funderburk, this lefty, 6'4". Pitches low and outside with a sweeper. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Only 63 pitches for Taj Bradley today. I would have assumed he would have went a little bit deeper into the game, though.
2-2 pitch, sent foul. I bet he felt like 50 of those 63 came in the first inning alone.
Yeah, almost half. I mean, 28 pitches didn't get through the first inning, and then 14 in the second, 12 in the third, 9 in the fourth. So it seemed like he got better and better.
2-2 pitch, cracked foul into the seats along the left field line. Brett Wisely did a really nice job going deep in a count to begin this game. Had an 11-pitch at bat versus Taj Bradley. Ended up walking and scored later in the inning. 2-2 pitch, fouled off the edge of the plate. Still 2-2. Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you, and Fort Myers. Not a cloud to be seen in any direction. And a gorgeous canopy of blue over the top of this ballpark. Got a nice crowd here on a Sunday. Temperature right around 80 degrees. That's punched up the middle, off the mound, back of second, to his left. Kreidler, the shortstop, has it. Throws over on the run in time for the out. He went very hard to his left, ranging to the right side of the infield to make the play. One out for Jorge Mateo. We're talking about these 2 new managers. Walt Weiss becoming the manager for the Braves. He is the 49th manager in Braves franchise history. And Derek Shelton becomes the 32nd manager in the Twins franchise history. There's a called strike. And, of course, their franchise history goes back to Washington, D.C. In fact, both of these franchises go back several years and go to other cities. As the Braves franchise has been in 3 different cities over the course of time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, missed at a high cutter. If you're the Twins or the White Sox, for that matter, they're going to have a hard time breaking through. The other 3 teams in that division looking pretty tough for 2026. Tigers, Guardians, and Royals. Ground ball weakly to third, charging in and playing the easy bounce. Royce Lewis makes a nice throw over to first base for the out. 2 down.
The Braves franchise goes all the way back to 1876. It says Boston Reds. Boston Reds.
So the major league history for the franchise goes back then. The franchise itself goes even further back into the 1860s.
Wow.
A lot of history, huh?
I mean, I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on this iPad.
There's a ball inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Don't you love that we have records of these things that happened over 100 years ago?
Yeah, how did they get all this? It wasn't in the cloud then, was it?
It was not. It was just important to them.
Yep.
Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin. And there's a called strike. Yeah, it is fascinating that we have such detailed records of teams from the 1880s and 1870s. Knowing who the manager was, what the record was. There's the 1-1 pitch. Baldwin swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You think he could have cut it in a wool uniform?
I mean, I would have had to, right? I guess you had no choice. What's impressive, too, is just to see all the detailed stats that you can get from over 100 years ago. Obviously, it was important to everyone.
1-2 pitch. That'll be fought off foul. You really want a fascinating study up on Henry Chadwick. Henry Chadwick pretty much invented what you're doing in your book right now. Invented the box score, invented how to score a game. A lot of statistics that we keep up with even today were put into play even all the way back then. 3-1 in favor of the Braves. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll be slow and outside. I don't believe he's related to Jonathan.
I was about to say, any relation, J. Chad? No relation. Often called the father of baseball.
A lot of the way that we keep up with numbers and statistics and categorize them started with him. Here's the 2-2 to Drake Baldwin. That'll be fouled back. Still a 2-2 count. Drake trying to keep his perfect day at the plate alive. He's gone 2 for 2 with 2 singles, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Trying to square up a tough lefty in Cody Funderburk. 2-2 pitch. He swings and misses at a dying breaking ball low and outside. That's a 1-2-3-5 put together by Funderburk. We're halfway home. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Braves 3, Twins 1.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Splash into the perfect game day with Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino. Built for sports fans, a multi-level pool amphitheater features 6 temperature-controlled pools, surround sound audio, and a 143-foot screen. Designed for nonstop action, from lounges to daybeds and cabanas. Your game day spot in the sun has never been better. All sports, all seasons, all poolside. Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino in downtown Las Vegas. Book today at circalasvegas.com.
A loved one owns a gun, and for a while now, you've been concerned about their behavior. They're just not acting like themselves. They've been distant, they've been
Ben and Charlie with you from Fort Myers. It's a 3-1 lead for the Braves as they're looking for their 20th victory in the Grapefruit League session. Braves 19-6-2 this spring. And the Twins, 8 wins, 18 losses, and 1 tie themselves. That's another thing that's great about the season starting. You don't have to worry about ties anymore. You're going to have a winner and a loser every single night. There's Trevor Larnach to lead off. Larnach, left-handed hitter, takes a called strike from Reynaldo Lopez. For Ray, 4 innings pitched. He's given up 2 base hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. 2 very important double plays turned behind him. 0-1 pulled foul right behind the heels of Grady Sizemore, the first base coach of the Twins.
Yeah, no more ties in the season, but potentially longer games. That's the only thing.
That's fine. Let's have a winner.
That's right. Yeah, and ties aren't fun.
Yeah, let's stick around and see who wins. 0-2 on Trevor Larnach. Here it is from Lopez. This is low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Opening day, 5 days from today. Coming up Friday night. We're less than a week from opening day. We'd love to see you at the ballpark Friday night. Braves and Royals at Truist Park. Chris Sale on the mound. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up. Foul ground. Coming back, Drake Baldwin. That's going to land in the seats about 4 rows back. No, we were chatting about baseball history just a moment ago. And for those who are coming to the game Friday night, a chance to see a little bit more history with Chris Sale on the mound. We were discussing this about a week or so ago and thinking about all the names that Chris passes with each passing start on the all-time strikeout list. He's got 2 big ones he could pass Friday night. There's a ball hit high in the air to center. To Sean Kersey fighting the sun, shielding his eyes, and medium depth center field. He's got it for the out, 1 down.
Who are those next couple of guys, if you can?
He's got Bob Feller and Warren Spahn up next on the list. He's 2 back of Feller for 31st place on the all-time strikeout list, and he's 4 strikeouts behind tying Warren Spahn. So if he rolls out 5 strikeouts or more on opening night, he's going to pass Feller and Spahn in the same game. Royce Lewis takes a called strike. And that's what's fun about Chris every 5 days going out there to pitch, is which big name he's going to pass next on the all-time strikeout list. We got a Twins ABS challenge. That was called a strike by Eric Bacchus. And this is a strike. That is confirmed. That just shaved the bottom of the zone. I mean, by a stitch. So a good call by Eric Bacchus. 0-1 on Royce Lewis. There's a ball down in the dirt.
Well, Ben, I'd say there's a pretty good chance that he'll be able to catch both of those guys and potentially pass Warren Spahn. And then the next guy on the list, Tom Glavine.
Tom Glavine, that's right.
Maybe not in that first start he'll reach him, but he's 28 strikeouts away from Tom Glavine.
It's fun stuff, isn't it? I love looking at that list. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss low.
I mean, not a bad list to be on. That's for sure.
And he needs about 425 strikeouts or so to get to 3,000 for his career.
421 strikeouts.
2-1 pitch pulled foul on the left field line. So when it comes to Sale, if he's just, I know he'll be 37 here in about 5 days, 7-8 days. But if he's just healthy with the stuff that he has, he should be able to reach 3,000 strikeouts and continue to stamp his Cooperstown-bound career.
Yeah, man, at some point next year, you'd like to think that he's going to roll out there this year, have a good season, and sometime in 2027, he should be able to reach that next milestone.
That would be something. Here's the 2-2 pitch in the air to deep left field. Back goes Yastrzemski, leaps into the air over his head off the base of the left field wall. Coming around first base, Royce Lewis. And he'll cruise into second base, standing with a double. Very hard hit ball by Royce Lewis. So put a runner at second, one down for Austin Martin. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Braves leading 3-1. That's the third hit allowed by Reynaldo Lopez and the first extra base hit allowed. Right on right matchup. Lopez's first pitch sent foul into the Twins dugout. All those Twins loaded up on the railing. They went ducking out of the way when that thing swiftly one-hopped over the rail and right into their dugout.
Looking at this strikeout list, what is wild is that he's only 3,125 away from Nolan Ryan.
You want to talk about unbreakable records? Start diving into Nolan Ryan's strikeout totals. Pick off to second base and back in with a dive, Royce Lewis. The amazing thing is, the man in second place on the all-time strikeout list, Randy Johnson, is something like 938 strikeouts behind Nolan Ryan.
But the innings pitch that these guys threw, like...
Yeah. 0-1, high fly ball to center. Kersey coming in, wisely going out. This should be Kersey's ball, falls to the ground, and so does the ball. That was lost in the sunshine. Royce Lewis holds at second, and Martin safe at first base. Kersey was under it, trying to shield his eyes with the glove, and he just went further and further down until he was down on his knees and crumpled all the way to the grass, and the ball landed about 6 inches from his glove.
Yes, one really tough thing about spring training in these day games in Florida and Arizona. They call it the high sky with the sun, and sometimes it's just hard to read and judge balls in the air. It don't matter if you have a glove on, obviously to protect the sun, to block the sun, or glasses, but both of those pop-ups, the first one that he caught by Larnach and that one, you could just tell he was battling the sun the whole time.
That is tough. Here's Ryan Kreidler. Runners at first and second, one out for Kreidler. Right-handed hitter, takes a ball low. Kreidler out of UCLA, 28 years old, 6'3", 205. Last few seasons he was in the AL Central, but with the Tigers. 1-0 pitch finds its mark, in for a called strike, and now we have an ABS challenge. This would be the Twins' final challenge if this is not overturned. And that is a strike. That is confirmed, so the Twins out of challenges. And a 1-1 count on Kreidler. And Kreidler played a grand total of 89 games with the Tigers between the 2022 and 2025 seasons. Now finds himself with the Twins. 1-1 low and inside with a slider. 2 balls and a strike. Reynaldo Lopez would love to get one more double play, get him through this inning. That'd be 5 complete innings for him. We saw Sale go 6 yesterday. Reynaldo would love to do the same. Braves leading 3-1, bottom of the 5th. And Ray spins around, looking back the runner Lewis to second base. Braves had a 3-run first inning. Twins a 1-run fourth. Neither team with a homer today. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider. He might be able to throw one more of those up there to Kreidler and get him with the same result.
Yeah, one thing I feel like I've seen him do a really good job today, throwing a slower curveball. His slider's a little bit slower. All the velocities are down, but he's still selling every pitch like he is throwing a fastball.
2-2 to the plate, fouled off a slider.
And Ben, sometimes that helps too as a pitcher, knowing that, you might not have your best stuff or best velocity, but if you can throw everything that looks like a fastball at the same arm speed and not slow down, it's just going to make your secondary pitches better.
Here's his 2-2. In the air towards left center field, trying to get there. Kersey, he will run it down. Makes a galloping catch in left center field. Sprinting to his right in left center, made a chest-high catch. Had to get a good break on that one. Good news today. I know he just dropped the ball in the sun, but today there's not a whole lot of wind. So that played true, and he was able to run directly to that spot and make the play. 2 down.
You probably never think as an outfielder you'd rather run and sprint for balls in the gap than routine pop-up or fly balls right at you, because the sun is very, very tough to handle.
Yeah, welcome to the Grapefruit League. Here's Luke Keeschel. He'll foul one back. Three-1 Braves, bottom of the 5th. Keeschel's 0 for 2. He's hit a couple of fly balls to Kersey in center field. Lopez to the plate. Misses low with a slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves have some action down in the bullpen. Lopez looking for one more out. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way from Reynaldo Lopez. That's crushed deep down the left field line towards the berm and gone. And the Twins take the lead on the 3-run homer by Luke Keeschel, as he just hit a bomb deep over the left field wall, about 3/4 of the way up the berm and left. Keeschel's had a great spring. That's his 3rd homer of the spring. He now has a dozen RBIs in 52 spring training at bats. Here comes Walt Weiss. And that'll be it for Reynaldo Lopez. He was 1 out away from finishing up 5 good innings. But Luke Keeschel ruins all that. That was a slider that was hung out to dry, and Keeschel blasted it.
Yeah, I feel like when you might not have your best stuff out there. You have to be a little bit more pinpoint with your accuracy, making sure you get your sliders down, you get your off-speed down in the zone or just off the plate. You know, making sure that you can move a batter. When I say that, just throwing fastballs inside, not being afraid to throw inside. But a 79-mile-an-hour slider just kind of spun up there. Those that hang in the zone get hit a long ways.
New pitcher is the left-hander Jack Dashwood. So Dashwood takes over. Well, for Lopez there in that inning, look, he wanted to complete that last slider and get Keeschel. But at the same time, you hate that ball was lost in the sun. That's just the way that it goes. He could have had himself an inning where nothing came across, give up just a 1 base hit and nothing beyond that. But that ball lost in the sun turned into a base hit. That put 2 men aboard. And then when he got Kreidler, that was just out number 2, or otherwise it would have been out number 3. And then the home run by Keeschel. But that's just the way that it goes, and the Twins have a 4-3 lead.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we talked about it at the start of the game. Like, you want to have a really good outing, go 5 or 6 innings, maybe a run or less, make good pitches right. Not a lot of times that a pop-up lands for a hit. I mean, it didn't even hit his glove, but that just shows you how tough it is. And mentally, hopefully, Ronaldo's good, but it would have been a lot better for him if he would have went 5 innings, only 1 run given up. But now that he couldn't finish this inning just because of the 1 play, it's just kind of how it works out sometimes.
So now it's Jack Dashwood on. Dashwood, a left-hander, 6'6", 240. And Dashwood out there for the 2nd time this spring. He's pitched 1 scoreless inning so far in big league camp. Now he faces Byron Buxton. Left on right matchup. Pitch to Buxton. Low and inside, almost hit him in the foot. Jack Dashwood. That's a great name. He's at a UC Santa Barbara. Had a really good final season there in college. Went 9-2 with a 2.48 ERA. And he's been in the Angels organization up until this year. Made it as far as AAA Salt Lake last year. Made 48 appearances at AAA last season. Dashwood misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes on Buxton. That ball's hit very well again. Deep left field. Buxton sends one out of here. Back-to-back home runs by Keishel and Buxton. One off of Lopez, one off of Dashwood. And the Twins now make it a 5-3 lead as they've scored 4 times here in the 5th inning. All these runs coming on home runs. Both those homers landing on the berm by Keishel and Buxton. The Keishel homer traveled 374 feet. No reading on the Buxton home run yet. Swing and a miss by Warner. He comes out of his shoes going after that first pitch sinker. Oh, 1 from Dashwood. Fouled back just over our heads. Nothing in 2 on Matt Warner. He's been on base once. Single and a ground out.
That's kind of one of those, even though it's spring training, it's like welcome to the big league moment. You know, facing a guy like Byron Buxton who hits lefties very well last year in the 108 at bats, been 10 home runs.
Pretty good ratio. 0-2 pitch, clubbed in the air, deep right center field, towards the gap, and that's down for a base hit and all the way to the wall. Matt Warner's got himself an easy double. Just boomed that one to the wall in right center. Top of the order, having no problems here in the 5th inning. It's gone homer, homer, double. Inning continues for Josh Bell, batting from the right side. Dashwood deals. Ball low and inside. Ball and no strikes on Josh Bell. And for Dashwood, just trying to clean this up, get through the 5th inning. Then you'd likely see a big league reliever on in the 6th for the Braves. But a 5-3 lead for the Twins. 1-0 pitch is low. 2 balls, no strikes. Bell hit into a double play in the 4th inning. Also a walk. Dashwood glanced to second. 2-0 pitch. Nowhere near. Missed low with a fastball.
Yeah, his mindset right now obviously is come in here and try to get one out, right? And it's not that easy. You come in and you're facing major league hitters and you leave balls in the zone, they're going to get hit hard. So he's just trying to finish this inning.
3-0 in for a strike, 3-1. Bell awaits, 3-1 pitch, and he slugs one to deep right field. Closey back, sizes it up. 10 feet from the warning track, makes the catch, and there's finally the 3rd out. But 8 Twins come to the plate. Back-to-back homers by Keishel and Buxton. 4 runs scored in the inning for the Twins. And as we go to the top of the 6th inning, it's the Twins on top of the Braves, 5-3.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Spring is here, and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One-time only offer.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Victory Lane? Yeah, it's even better with Chumba by my side. Race to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
It's fine.
Into the top of the sixth inning, Twins have a 5-3 lead on the Braves. It's still the big left-hander Funderburk on the mound for the Twins. He'll be facing 4, 5, and 6 for the Braves, starting with Yastrzemski. And a bunch of changes out there now for the Twins. Get to those in a moment. Left-hander Funderburk takes the ball out of a black glove and deals. There's a called strike on Yastrzemski. Eric Wagaman is the new first baseman. And the new second baseman, former Brave Orlando Arcia. Pitch on the way. Called strike. New shortstop is Tristan Gray. Swing and a miss by Yastrzemski. They get him with a cutter. Still Lewis at third base, so that's the same. So Eric Wagaman, the new first baseman. Orlando Arcia is the new second baseman. Tristan Gray is the new shortstop. James Outman into the game in left field. Ryan Kreidler has moved from shortstop to center field. And Alan Roden into the game in right field. One down in the inning. There's a called strike on Jonah Heim. Heim 0 for 2, getting his first trip to the plate as a right-handed batter. Switch hitter had been up there as a lefty. Each of the first 2 trips to the plate. Fouls one back. 0-2 on Jonah Heim. Still Alex Jackson behind the plate. So the only 2 starters still out there, Kreidler, who has changed to center, and Lewis, who's still at third. Aaron Bummer out there in the Braves pen right now. Could see him once we get to the bottom of the 6th inning. Heim takes a ball inside. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Twins. Of those 7 hits, 2 homers. 3 runs shot by Keishel, solo shot by Buxton. For the Braves, 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, no homers. That'll be slugged out past a diving Tristan Gray and a base hit in the left field. New shortstop gave everything he had, going hard to his right and diving for it, but that whistled right by him. 1 out single by Heim. Here comes Dominic Smith.
Even in spring training, Ben, these guys want hits, and after an 0 for 2 start for Jonah with a strikeout in the first, getting that ball to sneak by and having that 1 hit, and anything extra, any other at-bats, he gets a hit. That's just icing on the cake.
Ball outside of Dominic Smith.
It's just kind of the nature of the beast, right? It's what can you do for me? What are your stats? Don't matter what the hits are, as long as they're hits. Those count.
No such thing as a bad hit. Speaking of hits, there's a looper in the center field. Base hit for Dominic Smith. Back-to-back singles by Heim and Smith. Braves have him at first and second.
Hey, good at bat right there. I'm just going to point something out. You know, Dom Smith, he's been a big leaguer for a long time, just under 7 years in the major leagues. Having a guy like that, he's a left-handed batter. Obviously, he can still hit left-handed pitching, right? Coming in and showing Walt Weiss, Braves manager, like, hey, if you need me, I can be here for lefties too. So facing the left-hander in Funderburk and roping that single up the middle is just a good sign.
There's a ball high. Funder who?
Yeah. That's what Dominic Smith said.
That's
Funder
right.
who? Come on with that.
1 ball and no strikes.
It don't matter.
There's the offering on the way. Ground ball out to third. Lewis has it, triggers a second. They get 1 there, and over to first base, not in time. Arcia and Smith getting tangled up there, but they give each other a pat on the back. Good hard play. That goes 5-4 on the put out at second base, and a fielder's choice for Farmer. And over to third base now, Heim. Braves trying to answer, giving up 4 runs there in the bottom of the 5th inning. A 5-3 Twins lead. Right-hander Bowman tossing in the bullpen for the Twins. Called strike on Deshaun Kiersey. Well, you know, Deshaun would love to get a base hit, driving a run. Nothing he could do about losing that ball in the sun in the bottom of the 5th inning, but he'd like to get that run back. Funderburg set at the belly. 0-1 pitch, chopper off the plate. Funderburg reaches up, brings it down, throws over to first base for the out. If that's a 5'10" pitcher on the mound, it's probably over his head, would have been a base hit. But the big 6'4" lefty just reaches up, brings it down, and an easy third out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-3 Twins.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in.
Twins leading the Braves 5-3 heading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Braves bringing in left-handed pitcher Aaron Bummer into the game. Bummer's done a nice job this spring training in 4 games, 4 1/3 innings pitched, only 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and 6 strikeouts.
Here's Alex Jackson lead off. He takes a called strike. It's gone Lopez, Dashwood, and now Bummer. Lopez 4 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs, 4 earned, 5 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. 0-1 to Alex Jackson. He cuts it loose, missed the fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. Dashwood went 1/3 of an inning. Gave up 1 run on 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. So for Bummer, looking for 1 good last tune-up here in spring camp. Still 2 games left to be played. We'll wrap up on Tuesday. Broken bat roller, out to short. Up with it now, Mateo. And a good throw across. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you. Our final game here at the Lee Health Sports Complex. We'll be in Bradenton tomorrow. You been to Bradenton yet as a broadcaster?
Not as a broadcaster. Only played there 2 or 3 times. It's definitely felt like a summer league small park, though.
I bet it did. A lot of history in that place. There's a ball outside. I think that those grounds have been used since 1926, I believe it is. And they've, of course, built up on the stadium and renovated what was there. It's a good little ballpark. A lot of history to it. We'll be there tomorrow bringing you the Braves and the Pirates. 1-0 pitch fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I felt like a player there. When I remember hitting, I was in the box. I felt like the pitchers were like 50 feet away. I felt like they were on top of you throwing. And then I remember, too, that the wind, it always went straight out to left field. So any well-hit fly ball seemed like a long home run.
1-1 pitch. There's a called strike. Any big league parks that felt like that? Were there mounds that in a big league park where you felt like they were way closer than they normally would be, or conversely significantly further?
Maybe Houston. I felt like they were on top of you, or their just pitchers were that good.
1-2, little flare into center. That's down for a base hit. Trevor Larnach with a base hit, his first of the game.
Or even in Tampa, playing at Tropicana Field. I mean, Tampa, the Rays have always been a team that's always had, I feel like not one pitcher is the same, righty or lefty. They have a model that they always use, I feel like, that everybody has, a different arm slot. But I feel like their pitchers, all of them feel like they're 7 feet tall because their mound seems a little bit higher.
Huh. Royce Lewis sharply hit to third, gloved by Farmer. To second, there's one. Wisely to first, double play. Third turn by the Braves in this game. That 5-4-3 twin killer into the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors done left to the 7th. Twins 5, Braves 3.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Twins still leading the Braves, heading to the top of the 7th inning, 5-3. Twins bringing in new right-handed pitcher number 51, Matt Bowman, 6 foot, 185-pound right-handed pitcher from Chevy Chase, Maryland. Went to Princeton University. In 5 games spring training, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
Hey, you're just talking about different looks. That's what the Braves hitters are seeing here in the 7th inning compared to the last 2 innings, with Funderburk on the mound going to Bowman now. Much smaller right-hander than the lefty Funderburk. That'll be swung on and missed by Patrick Clohessy. 9-1-2 in the order for the Braves here in the 7th. They trail 5-3. Great to have you with us on a beautiful Sunday from Fort Myers. Alongside Charlie Culberson, Ben Ingram here with you. 0-1 to Clohessy. That'll miss high and outside. 1-1 on Patrick Clohessy. Clohessy 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly out to left field. Trying to give the Braves a spark here in the 7th. Here it is from Bowman. Ball high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. I've got an amusing story for you. You know, the last several games we've been talking about opening day right around the corner and what the players have to do to get in gear and be ready for opening day and the demands of a full season. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball popped up to center. Ryan Kreidler to his left. He's under it, and he's got it for the out. 1 down here in the inning. You know, another job that you don't really think a whole lot about when it comes to starting up a season.
What you got?
The grounds crew.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even the Braves grounds crew, they got events all the time there. A lot of stuff happening there at Truist Park. They got all the painting of the advertisements. That's a big job.
It is, and it has to be perfect. And it's obviously their goal all year to have the perfect playing surface. There's a called strike. And I can't even imagine what that time is like for grounds crew keepers, as we're a week or so from the season and everything ramping up to everything having to be perfect for first pitch, for opening night. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Wisely spanks one up the middle, base hit. That's into center field. Second time he's been on base in the game. It's a 1-out single. That brings Jorge Mateo up to the plate. I was reading this story earlier today. You want to talk about a nightmare. Let's go back to 1976. and the season's about to begin. And the then California Angels, a few weeks before opening day, had a concert on the field before even the first game of the season. 1976, and The Who came to town.
Who?
The Who, exactly. Here's the pitch on the way to Jorge Mateo. Pick off of it at first base.
I'm guessing it wasn't that clean afterwards.
Well, it gets
better.
Way worse than you'd possibly imagine. So The Who comes to town. They play this big show, and the concert's there on the field. So all the fans are there standing on the field. Here's the pitch on the way to Jorge Mateo, and there's a called strike. And there's a lot of smoking going on by the concert goers. And, of course, they were throwing all their cigarettes and whatever else they were smoking down onto the ground during the show. Well, what they threw down took root and sprouted.
Interesting.
To be fouled off. So in 1976, the Angels grounds crew keepers were getting the field ready only to find hundreds of marijuana sprouts that had taken root in the outfield just a few weeks after the concert performed by The Who. So they really had to kick it in gear to get the outfield free of marijuana and ready for the regular season. Can you imagine such a thing? 0-2 pitch. That'll be fouled off by Mateo.
You think the little 5-year-old kids learning how to play baseball in the outfield picking grass is one thing, and the reason why they get so distracted. Now you got big league ball players probably out there picking grass in the outfield before opening day. For different reasons, though.
I mean, they had a mess on their hands.
Yeah, that was the time for it all, though, huh?
Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Jorge Mateo. And a called third strike. He goes down looking at a cutter. And I just can't even imagine the realization of the grounds crew thinking, wait a second, we got a much bigger problem on our hands. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. 5-3 Twins. Drake Baldwin coming up to the plate. He's had a good day. 2 for 3, 2 singles. A run scored, driven in 2 runs. He could tie it with a homer here. Pitch from Bowman. Big swing and a miss by Baldwin.
That's a pretty good fact find for you right there.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Digging deep in the outfield grass, getting the grass, all the above. Never heard that one before. First time for everything.
You could be around this game 100 years and still come across a story you've never heard before. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ball outside, 1-1.
It was funny, my opening day story, since we're talking about it, my first year in 2018 going to Atlanta, I knew that I was going to make the team, but my swing fell off, and so the day before opening day, I drove up to Rome, and I hit with my dad. I was like, hey, we got to figure this thing out.
That'd get you right with one session with Dad. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Baldwin fouls one back just to our right.
Well, it just made me feel more comfortable going into opening day. We had that time off the day before. We had the off day. And I remember opening day of 2018, I got a pinch hit at bat, go figure, late in the game, and infield single, and Nick Markakis walk-off home run.
I remember that one. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Baldwin with a ground ball to second base. Arcia gloves from the first cut of the grass in right field. Has it, throws over the bag for the out. Quickly, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Braves Radio Network. Into the bottom of the 7th inning, Twins 5, Braves 3.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Pump up the volume.
business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
George Hall schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on
Twins still leading the Braves 5-3 into the bottom of the seventh inning. Braves bringing in right-handed pitcher Anderson Pilar.
Here comes his first pitch to Tristan Gray. Gets a swing and miss, 0-1. Pilar takes over for Bummer, who gave up one hit, but thanks to a double play, faced the minimum there in the bottom of the sixth inning. No walks, no strikeouts for Bummer. Gray swings and misses at a slider. Good sharp pitch from Pilar. 8-9-1 for the Twins here in the bottom of the seventh. They have a 5-3 lead. They've out-hit the Braves 8-6. And the back-to-back homers from Keishel and Buxton, the story of the game. Another swing and a miss. He strikes out Gray. Look, if he went after the slider twice, he'll probably go for it a third time, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's right. He did a nice job getting ahead, attacking, and then just kind of, when you get ahead as a pitcher and guys are swinging, you're up 0-2 versus a batter. You can kind of throw whatever you want, keep expanding. That's what he did. He did a nice job. 3 pitches, 3 strikes.
A bunch of other defensive changes for the Braves. We'll start on those after this pitch to Kreidler. Ball outside. The new catcher is Tyler Tovey. So a brand new battery for the Braves, as it's Anderson Pilar, the right-hander, on the mound, and the new catcher Tyler Tovey. Introduce you to the infielders after this 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. That'll be fouled off the gear of Tovey. He's all right. First baseman Wilver Dung into the game now. Luke Waddell is the second baseman. The new shortstop is Jim Jarvis, and the new third baseman is Ambiris Tavares. So left to right of the infield, Tavares, Jarvis, Waddell, Verdung. 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Ethan Workinger is into the game in left field. Kevin Kilpatrick is the new center fielder. Luis Guanajipa is in right field. So everything completely new for the Braves. Trailing 5-3 in the seventh. 2-1. He reaches and misses at a cutter. Pilar rubs up a brand new baseball.
Is that a pink glove?
Just about to say he's got a bright pink glove on his left hand. Well, that's Pepto-Bismol pink.
Pepto-Bismol.
That's right. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Little poke up the middle, base hit right in between Jarvis and Waddell. 1 out single. Back to the top of the order now to Orlando Arcia. Arcia took over at second base for Keishel. Braves had a 3-0 lead for the first 3.5 innings of the game. They scored 3 times in the first inning. Nothing since then. Arcia takes a strike, but it bounces away from Tyler Tovey. That'll be a pass ball. Down to second for Ryan Kreidler on the pass ball. Runner takes a big lead. 0-1 pitch, swung on, missed. Should be an 0-2 count. Scoreboard says 1-1. That first pitch on the pass ball was called a strike by Eric Bacchus.
Yeah, Tovey missed it, though, so everyone was probably kind of confused. I think Arcia was as well.
There's the 0-2. Missed low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anderson Pilar confused as well. He's trying to get the attention of home plate umpire Eric Bacchus. And he confirms it is a 1-2 count. not 2-1. That scoreboard threw off Pilar. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's in the dirt. That evens the count up 2-2. Now home plate umpire making sure that both dugouts know, and they reset the scoreboard, so a 2-2 count. Arcia here in the spring with Minnesota hitting 179. 2-2. They'll line one into left field and a base hit. To third base, Kreidler, they're going to give him the green light. He'll score without a throw. RBI single by Orlando Arcia. It's now a 6-3 lead for the Twins. For Arcia, that's his 5th RBI of the spring. And the 31-year-old is aboard with that RBI single. One on, one out for James Outman. Outman takes a ball high. We were chatting with some of the Twins broadcasters before the game about the outfield situation for the Twins. Outman's had a tough spring, hitting 200. But he's out of options, so they feel like he'll be on the team. He takes over in this game for Byron Buxton. Buxton had a good game, hit a homer. That'll be swung on and missed by Outman.
Yeah, Outman was one of those guys with the Los Angeles Dodgers who was a big-time prospect. He went up early with them. I say early, 25 years old, made his debut, and then 2023 he had a big season for them, hitting 23 home runs.
Yeah, Twins hoping he still has some of that for them. There's a ball low and inside.
And then he was traded away to the Twins, and then last year, not his best year in the big leagues. He was with the Dodgers some, got traded away, and looking to get himself back on track.
2-1 from Anderson Pilar, and he wrecks this deep down the right field line to the foul pole, and that is a foul ball. I mean, that was crushed. And while first base umpire Clint Bondrak says foul ball, I got my doubts on that one. That will look pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, from this angle, I feel like we have a pretty good angle up here, Ben. It looked like it was fair. You know, I've always thought about, especially with all the new technology that comes in every single year. What if they had some type of laser that went up from the foul pole, or some laser and camera to say if it was a fair or foul when it crosses?
Makes too much sense to me. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Outman, and Outman hits one deep again and foul again.
That was a foul ball.
Very much so.
That first one looked pretty good.
He just about put that one out there on that 6-mile Cypress Parkway that runs beyond the right field wall. 6-3 Twins, bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Outman, and he'll lob one into right field, in for a base hit. Down to second base for Orlando Arcia. Outman wins the battle. Well, I could understand never having that technology in a minor league park, but in the big leagues, to me, that makes too much sense not to have some kind of technology running up the foul pole and also from the backstop looking down the line. So you can see directly down the line with a camera angle, left to right, fair or foul, and also with, be it a laser or whatever you want to use, at the top of a foul pole to determine balls fair or foul that go over the top of a foul pole. That just seems like it makes too much sense. So
yeah,
ball 1.
I mean, I feel like there's a good reason for it, right? I mean, it's a home run. That's a big swing. It's a big swing for the hitter. It could be a big swing in the game.
1-0 pitch, swung on, missed.
I would have to guess that they probably thought about it. If they can have replay for, stolen bases and hit by pitches and everything else that they're adding, I feel like that might be on their list, or should be on their list.
1-1 from Pilar. Ball outside, 2-1.
There's not too many times that guys get a chance to hit a home run in the big leagues, and for one to potentially be fair and it not be counted for, that's a tough one.
2-1 pitch, low and inside, 3 balls and a strike.
And also not too many times that guys hit foul home runs actually end up getting a hit too, because I feel like they always tend to strike out.
3-1 pitch. That's fouled off by Roden. Pilar hoping for a better bottom of the seventh than what he's experienced to this point in spring training. It's been a rocky spring for him. 3 innings, 4 runs, 3 earned on 5 hits. He's given up a run today, so now he's given up 5 runs this spring in 3 1/3 innings. Could use a ground ball right here for the bat of Alan Roden. Pitch to Roden. Ground ball up the middle to his left in gloving. Jim Jarvis fires to first. They get that out there. Now a cross throw to third. Arcia came too far off the bag. Braves thought they had him. They almost backpicked him. Took a big turn around third, and Wilbur Dung with a good throw across the diamond just about got Arcia. So now runners at second and third after the 6-3 ground out of Alan Roden. 2 down in the inning. Here comes Eric Wagaman.
Hey, really nice play by Jim Jarvis. He caught that ball on the second base side of second base and ranging to his left. A nice pickup and an off-balance throw and threw a strike to Verdung at first. So great defensive play to save a run.
Wagaman swings and sends one foul onto the berm down the right field line. Good catch made by a fan with his hat. Just took the cap right off his head, snagged it right there, and holds it up high for everybody to see his new souvenir. 0-1 on Eric Wagaman. He would be followed by Alex Jackson should he reach here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 pitch pushed him off the plate with a slider. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It shows you how quick innings can change or outings can change for pitchers. Talking about Pilar out there. First batter, Tristan Gray, 3 sliders and a strikeout, and then gave up 3 singles in a row.
1-1 to the plate. A high strike. He'll take it. Twins are out of challenges, so nothing they can do about that, even if they disagree. And a 1-2 count on Wagaman. Braves in the 8th will have the middle 3 due up, currently trailing 6-3. 1-2 pitch. Spoiled foul. Wagaman took over at first base for Josh Bell as he went 0 for 2 with a walk in the game. Pilar's 1-2 to the plate. That swung on, fouled back, and that's right into your living room. It hit our effects mic down there, so and that come right through your speaker. 1-2 on Wagaman. Again, the 1-2. And high with a cutter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pilar just slowly walks back up the front slope of the mound. Tug of the cap. And the man with the pink glove looking for the right pitch right here to put away the Twins here in the bottom of the 7th. There's 2-2 on the way. And a ball inside, 3-2. Inning started with a strikeout of Gray, but then a single by Kreidler. Pass ball got him to second. RBI single by Arcia, single by Outman, ground out by Roden. Count runs full on a 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Used a cutter. Probably was ball 4, but Wagaman thought it looked too good. But he swings and misses. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. 7 behind us. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Twins on top, 6-3.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Turn on the home of baseball.
We've made our way into the top of the 8th inning. Twins leading the Braves 6-3. Alongside Charlie Culberson and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram with you. It's great to be along with you on a Sunday. Into the final few innings of this game. First pitch in the top of the 8th. And there's a ball high. This is still Bowman on the mound for the Twins. Ethan Workinger awaits the 1-0. That'll be fouled off. Workinger taking over for Mike Yastrzemski, who went 0 for 2 with a walk. And taking over in left field defensively last inning. Pitch to Workinger. He flings it foul. Jonah Heim is on deck right now for the Braves. He's been in there as the DH the entire game. A few defensive changes for the Twins. Address those in just a moment. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Workinger. Righty Bowman set right at the belly in the 1-2 pitch. Outside. James Outman has moved to center field from left field. Kreidler goes from center field to third base. That's the third position he's played in this game. 2-2 pitch, fly ball to center field. Coming in Outman. He's there in medium depth center, makes a chest high catch. 1 out here in the Braves 8th.
Even in spring training, I couldn't imagine going from shortstop to center to third. But he's probably that player, the utility player for the Twins this year. He's going to have to do that and fill in and bring all of his gloves.
Yeah, he's trying to show him he's got value no matter where they put him. Add value to the ball club. New left fielder is Jason Bass. Caught strike on Jonah Heim. So Bass in left, Outman in center, Roden still in right. And then Kreidler, Gray, Arcia, Wagaman left to right on the infield. 6-3 Twins, top of the 8th. Jonah Heim 1 for 3 with a single. 0-1 pitch. Heim fouls one back. And they're wearing out our effects mic down there. I mean, it's like a target. Bowman, the 4th pitcher used by the Twins in this game. Lean right-hander, kicks and brings the 0-2 pitch. Ball low and inside to Heim. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braves have not scored since the first inning. So Twins pitching has been solid. This is a Twins team that's won just 8 times all spring. They've lost 18 games. 1-2 to Heim is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Heim waves that bat over the plate, gripping it with bright red batting gloves. Steadies it behind his left ear. 2-2 pitch. Inside, jackknifed his hips out of the way of the sweeper. Count runs full on the veteran catcher, Jonah Heim. Wilver Dung is currently on deck for the Braves, who'd come to the plate for the first time. Bowman, a long look into Alex Jackson. Heim resting the bat on his left shoulder. Now tilts it up. 3-2 pitch. Reaches out and it's a one-hopper right back to Bowman. He's got it, jogs halfway to the bag, underhand feed over there to Eric Wagaman, 2 down.
You know, sometimes those are tough at bats. You get down to 0-2, and then you work yourself back to a full count, and then Jonah just kind of flared at that ball right there, and then just an easy ground ball back to the pitcher. Nice job of working back into the count, making it full, but sometimes that's one of those at-bats you want to win.
So 2 down for Will Verdung. Braves have gone down in order 3 times in the game. First pitch sweeper finds its mark in there for a strike. Bowman hoping for a 1-2-3 8th. 6-3 Twins, top of the 8th inning. What was once a 3-0 lead for the Braves is now a 3-run deficit. 0-1 outside to Verdung. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind has picked up a little bit, blowing across the field left to right. Gentle 5 to 10 mile an hour breeze. Probably feels good for those folks out there on the berm down the right field line. Verdung swings and misses at a sweeper. Nasty right on right sweeper. Right-hander Bowman wearing navy sleeves down to the wrists under his white uniform, rubs up the baseball. Now ball in a black glove, ready to go to work, looking for 1 more strike to put away Verdung and the Braves here in the 8th inning. 1-2 pitch. Just missed a little bit too tall with a sinker. Braves do have 2 ABS challenges left. Twins have none, or else that one might have been challenged. Bowman's 2-2. Ground ball out to third, retreating and playing that extra bounce now as Kreidler throws over across the diamond. That's in time. They can put him at short, center, third. He's making all the plays. Pretty nice day in the field by Ryan Kreidler. That's a 1-2-3 inning put together by Bowman. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Twins 6, Braves 3.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Spring is here and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One-time only offer.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Another checkered flag for the books. Time to celebrate with Chumba. Jump in at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in and be ready to go from day one.
Check
Twins still leading the Braves 6-3 heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. Braves bring in right-handed pitcher number 99, Shea Shanneman.
He'll go to work versus Alex Jackson, and a called strike on him. First pitch sinker to Alex Jackson. Jackson 0 for 1 with a ground out. And Shanneman, 5th pitcher used by the Braves today. There's a liner down the left field line. That's a fair ball right on the chart. Chalk all the way down into the corner. And Alex Jackson has himself a leadoff double. Found a slider to his liking and sent it down the left field line. So a leadoff double. Twins have really come to life at the plate. Really starting about the 4th inning. That's when they scored their first run. In the 5th inning, they scored 4 times, sent 8 men to the plate. Another run in the 7th. Here comes Trevor Larnach. Braves in the 9th will have 7, 8, 9 coming up. First pitch to Larnach. Just missed with a cutter.
Yeah, Ben, even though it's a spring training game, every moment's a big moment, right? For every player. But as a player, like sometimes I'd look back and say, well, what if I would have caught that ball in center field?
1-0 pitch, low and inside.
Even though, I mean, I feel like anybody that's out there would have had a really tough time. And so it's really no one's fault, right? That's just sometimes the elements with the sun, the high sky, it is what it is. It happens. It's part of the game. But as a fielder, if that happens to me, and it happened plenty of times before, the worst thing is when it kind of unravels on you in the inning and the pitcher has to throw more pitches. And in that case, 2 home runs were given up in a double that inning after a drop pop-up. You feel like it's on you as a player, even though it was a tough play. No one's fault, right? But you kind of sit on that and you think about it. Even though it's a spring training game, again, it's still a big game for anybody. But as a player, you feel like that game's on you if that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's understandable. And my rebuttal to that would be, it's okay to lose a battle with the sun. There's a ball.
The sun will win. The sun usually wins.
I mean, you're not tougher than the sun.
I mean, that's a good point. That is a good point. And he had his glasses on. He just made a tough play the play before, battling the sun.
3-0 pitch and a ball inside. So a walk to Larnach. That'll put runners at first and second. Yeah, I know that every player feels like they should make every single play, but sometimes it's just out of your hands.
That's true. That's true. But when it happens and those plays happen, you're kind of obviously hoping for the next ball to be hit to you. You want to kind of redeem yourself. But the last thing you want to happen is like it to unravel and the pitcher throws more pitches and gives up runs. And if it doesn't even touch your glove, then it's an earned run. Every run after that's earned. So even though it's spring training, you still feel it.
Jason Bass, the batter, will take a ball inside. First time that we've said Jason Bass's name at the plate. Took over in left field in the top of the inning. 6-3 Twins, bottom of the 8th. Bass takes a called strike on the inside corner.
19 years old. 19 years old, Jason Bass.
Out of Mexico. Born in Mexico. And the 19-year-old trying to make something happen here at the bottom of the 8th. Ground ball out to second. Only one play for Luke Waddell. He throws over to first for the out. Waddell was going hard to his left by the time he got there. He had no thoughts of even going to second base. So Bass advances the runners. They're at second and third. One down for Tristan Gray. Gray struck out in the 7th. Infield is in. He swings and misses. Only 3 strikeouts for Twins batters today. Byron Buxton struck out in the first inning. Eric Wagaman struck out in the 7th. So did Tristan Gray. That's been it. A lot of contact today. 0-1 pitch high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander Baker tossing for the Twins in their bullpen. Ball and a strike on Tristan Gray. Shanneman flings it up there. That'll be swung on a miss. Good cutter down and into the left-handed hitter.
Yeah, I feel like today's game's a little bit different than what I've seen so far in these first few ball games. We've seen a lot of guys that have thrown really hard mid to upper 90s. You know, Lopez is, from my vantage points, it just seems like he's trying to pitch a little bit more. The velocity's not there, so these guys have got to locate a little bit better.
1-2. There's a called third strike. Cutter found its mark. Tristan Gray goes down looking. 2 down here in the 8th inning.
Nice pitch by Shanneman right there. Got him swinging with the cutter inside. So I feel like as a pitcher, you can get ahead by making the batter expand on something coming in, and then you see something away, you kind of give up on that pitch, and that backdoor cutter froze him.
Ramiro Dominguez takes a called strike. That's good pitch selection.
It really is, and when you're able to command both sides of the plate, kind of reminds me of Martin Perez. I saw Martin throwing this morning, throwing a bullpen, and he does a really good job of commanding both sides of the plate.
Swing and a miss by Dominguez.
It just shows you don't have to throw too hard either. If you can command both sides, give hitters different looks, cutter off the plate, a cutter front door, maybe even if you have a sinker, but being able to locate and expanding both sides of the plate, changing their eye level, changing what they see, makes it that much tougher to hit.
Shanneman's 0-2. Outside with a slider that leaks past the catcher, Tolby. That'll lead to a run. Alex Jackson comes in to score on the pitch that gets by Tolby. Down to third base for Larnach. And the wild pitch makes it 7-3 Minnesota. It's now 7 unanswered runs put up for Minnesota. Braves had a 3-0 lead at the end of a half an inning. One-two pitch, low and outside with a slider. Braves have used Lopez, Dashwood, Bummer, Pilar, and Shanneman on the mound. 2-2 comebacker out to second. That'll be snagged by the second baseman, Waddell. And his good throw over to first base into the inning. But a run on a wild pitch for the Twins. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, a wild pitch and a man left. Final call coming up for the Braves. We go to the top of the 9th inning, 7-3 Minnesota.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Spring is here, and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One-time only offer.
Turn on the home of...
Twins tack on 1 more run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Twins leading the Braves 7-3 here in the top of the 9th inning. Twins bringing right-handed pitcher number 74, 6'3", 243-pound right-handed pitcher Trent Baker.
He's facing Amburish Tavares. First pitch swinging, little pop-up left side of the infield. Tristan Gray settles under it. 1 pitch, 1 down after the pop-out to shortstop. New third baseman Ramiro Dominguez. He came on as a hitter there in the bottom of the 8th inning. He stays in the game and goes to third. Still the same everywhere else for the Twins. 1 down in the 9th. Kevin Kilpatrick, the batter. Right on right matchup with 1 down here in the 9th inning. There's a ball high. Right back with you tomorrow. Braves and the Pirates from Bradenton. In what will be the second to last game of the Grapefruit League session. Then we wrap up on Tuesday at home against the Rays. Called strike on Kevin Kilpatrick, 1-1. Base is empty, 1 down. Braves haven't scored since the 3-run first inning. 1-1 pitch in there, called strike, 1-2. Back in that first inning, a walk, an error, a 2 RBI single by Drake Baldwin, and also an RBI single by Dominic Smith. That's how the Braves scored 3 times in the first inning. But nothing on the board since then. They've been out hit 12-6. 1-2 pitch and a ground ball. Challenging play for Dominguez. Charges in, gloves and fires. Nice play. Right into the game and able to charge down the line onto the grass and make the play for the second out. And the Braves down to their final out in this game. Now in the hands of Luis Guanipa. Right-hander Trent Baker trying to wrap this thing up for the Twins. First pitch to Guanipa. He's late, swinging and missing at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. One fouled off into the seats down the first base line. Braves down to their final swing. And Baker fastball coming in there 96, 97.
Yeah, I like Guanipa, though, swinging the bat. Nothing to lose here, nothing to hold back.
0-2 pitch. Fouled off again by Guanipa.
It's kind of what I learned, too, as a player and coming off the bench. Honestly, no matter really the score, but you don't have time to get your timing down. So first 3 pitches, he's swinging away.
0-2. Fly ball to left field, hit pretty well. Jason Bass going back. He's there, squares up to it, and he's got it. And that ends the game. Braves go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 9th. And the Twins win today by a final score of 7-3 over the Braves. Back with the totals after this.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hey, America, want to save $1,000? That was a rhetorical question. Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it. We call it the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Just get fiber-powered gig internet for just $50 a month. And when you switch 2 mobile lines, we guarantee $1,000 of real savings in your first year, or we'll cover the difference. Again, that's a guarantee. You don't get many of those in life. Learn more at spectrum.com/get50. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Enjoy schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Spring is here, and the shopping list is long. Time to make a Lowe's run. Buy 3 bags, get 3 free of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil. Plus, right now, members can earn 4 times the points on an eligible purchase. Start spring off strong with these deals and more. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/25 while supplies last. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. One-time only offer.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. Victory Lane? Yeah, it's even better with Chumba by my side. Race to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The lone wolf, who you thought was a good collaborator because you didn't have the right candidate insights. But once you hired them, it was all hoarding info, declining meetings, and howling at the full moon? But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can go deeper than just the resume to find you a perfect fit by using insights from the LinkedIn network to give you a short list of best fit candidates. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/skill.